Hello and welcome to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce, where we connect with local businesses as they give us a glimpse into their company and share some of the lessons they've learned along the way. Hi everyone, I'm Tara Thompson-Cusack, President and CEO of the Troy Chamber of Commerce, and I'm joined by our amazing co-host and Vice President of the Chamber, Sheila Denstead.
Hello.
First, I'd like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Tryon Solutions. Stay tuned for our first commercial break, where you can learn how you can rely on Tryon. So, Sheila, we have a very fun guest today. I'm excited about this.
I am too, because I think I'm going to actually learn something today. And I'm very excited
what are you saying,
that.
smarty pants? No,
today we're meeting with Sumaiya Sheikh, Deputy Director of Appointments for the Executive Office of the Governor.
Fancy.
She previously was Executive Director of the Oakland County Democratic Party and State Director of Campus Vote Project. She has held various roles in interfaith groups, youth civic engagement organizations, and nonprofits, including the Michigan Muslim Community Council, IMAGE, and then Interfaith Leadership Council. She has organized community events from national scale, oh, I'd love to hear about that, to local level, and brings a range of experience and expertise to the office. Sumaiya resides in West Bloomfield with her husband Hassan and 3 young sons, Hamza, Ali, and Isa. Welcome, Sumaiya.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
Boy moms, I know. Those two are happy together already. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, we've had some time to chat before, but what does it mean to be the Deputy Director of Appointments for the state of Michigan? I mean, that's a pretty big, crazy, amazing role, but tell us a little bit about it.
Well, thank you. Thank you to the Troy Chamber for having us here. We're so excited when, I've just met Tara in the past couple months, and I feel like we're already best friends. So thank you. Thank you for having us.
We meet on Zoom, and we're already
exactly.
like, no way.
I was so excited to actually see you in person. So appointments, it's a loaded role, but honestly, probably one of the most humbling and best roles that you can have in our office. And maybe I'm being biased here. And I say that because it's essentially connecting our community with the appointments division. So as a Deputy Director of Appointments, along with our staff, we work with our community members and we work with constituents to ensure that they serve on different appointed boards in our office, which I'm sure we'll go through later today. And as a director, I work with our staff to find those people, see what their interests are, and see how we can line them up with the various 240 boards and commissions that we have at our state.
Wow. Only 240?
I guess we can put it like that.
I was like, wow, definitely made your job sound harder in 3 seconds. But
So I guess my question then is a bit loaded, because I was going to ask what the function of the boards or commissions are, maybe only for a few of them? Yeah, 240.
Well, do they all have the same function, I guess?
Right.
Yeah, no, essentially the overall function for our boards and commissions, which yes, we have 240 boards and commissions. That includes judicial appointments as well as university appointments. Okay. So
would that be like the regents? Or?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's kind of like the trustees of our university.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, no problem. And when it comes to the governor, she's appointing about 2,000 appointees at any given time. And so that all goes through our office before they go ahead and begin serving on their boards and commissions, which lie under different departments for the state of Michigan. So, for example, or actually I'll backtrack a little bit. The overall goal of our boards and commissions is to ensure the rules and regulations per the topic of the board. So, for example, it ranges from the Board of Medicine to the Apple Committee to the Suicide Prevention Committee to Advisory Council. So anything that you can really think of that may have a license or have a function here in the state of Michigan, there is a board or commission that helps have the guidelines and the rules and the regulations that the state requires them for them to be able to do their work.
That is so incredibly interesting. And you said there's 240 boards?
Yes, 240. And that list is growing because depending on the needs of the state, our governor will reevaluate and reassess, do we need another board to cover, a different subject. For example, a lot of people may have seen in the past, summer feels a long time ago, but in the summer we had the Growing Michigan Together Council, which was a huge new council that the governor announced to ensure that we're growing Michigan. So depending on the needs of the state, we also have boards and commissions that, come up.
Well, and I love the fact that that is a conversation because, again, I think a lot of times the role of the government is to be listening to the community. So it's really nice and refreshing to hear that, hey, if there's something and a need that you're seeing or you're seeing we have to grow something, you guys are open to saying, yes, maybe this is the next step we need to take.
Exactly, yep.
So I love all of that. Well, guys, I think this is a good moment. Let's take a quick break and hear a word from our presenting sponsor, Tryon Solutions. We'll be right back.
I'm Joe Vicari, President and CEO of the Joe Vicari Restaurant Group, which encompasses 24 restaurants throughout the country. With the addition of Tryon, our general managers don't have to spend hours doing paperwork and putting people in our system. All that's done by Tryon now, so they can work on what they are there to do, take care of our customers. That's why we rely on Tryon.
You can always rely on Tryon.
Welcome back to Members on the Mic with the Tri-Chamber of Commerce. We are having the most interesting topic to talk about today. So thank you so much for that. But so what are roles as a commissioner? So obviously you talked about some of those pieces, but can you give us a little more detail on that?
Yeah, of course. So essentially, as a commissioner, we know that you are the expert on the ground in the field that you're applying to be on the board or commission for. So you bring that expertise, you bring that knowledge, you bring that awareness, and you are a constituent on the ground that works with community members. So your first role is just to bring that to the board and commission. After that, of course, some other general roles, you meet a couple times a year in Lansing. Sometimes it's over Zoom. You are regulating really the practice of the board that you're working on. So you're working with, at times, 10 to 15 other members that may be on that board and commission to decide different rules and regulations depending on the statute that the legislators, works to create. Whatever the field is, whether it's medicine or it's agriculture or it's health, you are really helping guide the state in making decisions on that subject.
So a question I have with that is, I know I was looking at it because you got me so intrigued on this topic the last time we talked, but I found it interesting that certain things, so I think it was like even the Board of Medicine or something like that, there's still people who are not doctors per se, like they could be a community member at large. So like how does that play out?
That's a really good question, and sometimes my favorite thing to focus on, because sometimes when you're talking about, I want to apply to a board and commission, you think you need to be the CEO of somewhere or you need to be a someone, but honestly, we just need you. We need people who are invested in the work, people who are passionate about the work. And sometimes the boards will have different, rules and regulations about, what your profession may have to be to apply. But in most times, like for example, since we keep talking about the Board of Medicine here, is a general public member.
Yeah.
And so that means that you just have to be someone who is has maybe a hobby or an interest in that field. And you can't be working in that field. You can't, earn money from that field. You can't be a receptionist working at a, health clinic, anything like that. You just have to maybe had a situation where now medicine or whatever that board and commission is interesting to you. And so that's a bunch of the people that we're trying to look for to fill these boards.
And I love that because it's a person, there's no monetary value in it. It's more along like have an invested interest in the future of what a field looks like.
Exactly.
So I think that's so important to have. And that was so inspiring to me to hear. So.
And it also balances out the board, right? Because sometimes when you have so many people who are, thinking about the subject, having some just common other folks in the community who have an invested interest bring a different light to what the issue may be.
Diversity of thought.
Exactly.
I love it.
So for our listeners who are listening and now are intrigued and want to learn more, where do they look and how do they apply? How can they get involved?
Okay, well, this is my favorite part. So we need all the applicants that would love to apply. So first, start off by going to michigan.gov/appointments.
Okay.
And when you go there on our main page, you'll see two sections. You'll see a View All section and an Apply Now. So the View All will give you the list of the boards and commissions. You can click on each one, see who currently sits on the board, find meeting dates, past meeting minutes, learn about what the board is. So that is a good place to start in seeing what may interest you. Then you can head over to the Apply Now area. All applicants must have an application in. So whether you know what to apply to or not, just get that application in. And it's a fairly simple application, but of course there's other, I believe the email on the website is appointments@michigan.gov. You can also reach out to us directly and we can help guide you through that process.
So I was going to say, one of the questions I had too is obviously there are seats for quite some time. So sometimes people are on a board or a commission for a while. Can people still apply for things even if there's no seats available? And will they be like in limbo, or should they only look for things that have available? How do they know what's available?
Yeah. So when you go on the website and you view all those boards and commissions, so you'll kind of see the seats and the terms and how long people can serve. But regardless if the term is coming up, in December or 2 years from now, our recommendation is for you to apply. And also when you are applying, you can select over 2 to 5 boards. So our recommendation is don't only go for that, one board, because of course there's a lot of other people that are applying to that one board, but put in 2 to 5 boards that may be interesting to you. We are looking through all of our applications, and also another tip is to get someone to recommend you. So if there is a community stakeholder, maybe it's friends from the Chamber of Commerce, maybe it's someone who, it's your boss. If they send us an email of recommendation that, hey, this person applied to your board and they're really great and I vouch for them, that always helps as well.
So Sheila, we're going to recommend each other for some stuff.
Okay.
Good? All right, good.
Yeah,
Good. Take
absolutely.
it. Okay.
Well, you had asked my question. I was going to ask
sorry.
the same
I was
time,
really
right?
excited.
Yeah,
Sorry
we both were thinking the same way.
So I guess why do you think serving as a commissioner is so important for someone in Michigan?
Yeah, no, of course. I think, especially as a mom of 3, I think it's vital for all of us to be civically engaged. And this is that first step, to be civically engaged, to voice our opinions, to ensure that we have a seat at the table. And I think to start that is to apply to is a good place to start is just applying to a commission. I want to ensure that, I am a part of what we make this world, a part of what we make Michigan. And we're lucky to have a great governor and lieutenant governor who is here to ensure that our voices are being heard. And so I really recommend everyone applying. We love to see diversity in our appointments, from the field to the age, to the ethnicity, to where you live. And so I really recommend everyone going to michigan.gov/appointments and filling out an application form.
I love it.
Well, Sumaiya, thank you so much for being here today and enlightening all of us to some opportunities I don't think I knew about prior to about, 20 minutes ago. If there's one thing you could leave our listeners with, one nugget of something right now, what would that be?
Oh, man. All right.
No pressure.
We asked the tough
It's
one.
so funny because yesterday I was like, I feel like every podcast ends with something like this and I should have something lined up. No, but when I think about it, I think is just having your voice heard. And having a seat at the table. And when you don't have if you have the seat at the table, then you can voice your concerns. You can talk, you can help with those rules and regulations, and you can ensure that all Michiganders have the best state of life. And so let's do that. Let's, just like you want to protect your own family at home, let's protect the state of Michigan, and let's apply for an appointment.
I love it.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Sumaiya, thank you so much for joining
Of
us.
course.
I do also want to say thank you for your service, because obviously as you're working for the government, we know that you're doing and putting your foot forward to make sure we're part of a great community. So we're really grateful to have you. We are hopeful we're going to have a ton of chamber members joining some appointments and some commissions, because it's important. It is the future. So thank you again for joining us.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to working together.
Sounds good.
Love it. Love it.
And that's all we have here today on Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. Special thanks to Tryon Solutions for being our presenting sponsor. For information on joining the chamber or for upcoming events, go to troychamber.com. Thanks, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. Bye now.
Bye-bye.